see the way they hate. And I know better than to listen to the people who are calling us slaves. I can feel the sunlight shining in.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's Monday, December 9th, 2024, and welcome to episode 816 of the Lost Project Morning Show, where the coffee's strong, the opinions are stronger, and everything's always filter-free. I'm Brian, your host, and today I'm enjoying a medium light Peruvian from foodforestfarms.com, where you can get 10% off with discount code LOTS10, and shipping is always free. While you're there, check out C4 Club. We got 1 week left of the C4 Club annual membership discount. Huge discount on the C4 Club membership. Basically, you pay for 10 months, you get 12 months of the club. Check it out at foodforestfarms.com. You're going to love it. I guarantee it. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about a new show format, backed off to weekly, and I've been thinking of this week about some things. We're going to kind of trial out some different stuff between now and the first of the year, and hopefully have everything dialed in for the long term about January 1st. I'm going to talk a little bit about what happened in this past week. I got a new contest spun up for that Blockstream Jade that's been sitting on my shelf here waiting to be given away. I figured out how it's going to happen. I came up with a new conspiracy. I think I came up with it all on my own. I haven't heard anybody talking about it yet. I'm sure I'm not the first, but hopefully I'm the first you've heard. And well, we'll see what else comes up. First, let's head over into the live chat, see who's hanging out, and we'll get rolling for the week. Good morning. How we doing? Canadian Farmstead in. Good morning. How's it going with you, John Palmer? Good morning, and good week. Good morning, and good week. Ooh, double good morning and a good week. Hunter, oh, thank God, because I'm back. Because I have a show today, is that oh thank God, or because it worked, or it's on Twitch? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on. You missed me that much, Hunter? Sorry. Mike's Homestead, good morning to you. Thanks for popping in. Rewilder Life, thanks for stopping. You're surviving all the snow up there in Michigan, and we made it through the worst of the cold snap down here in Tennessee. It was pretty rough. John Palmer says autocorrect got him already this morning. It was supposed to be a good day. Hunter says the schedule's been all fucked up because I decided to change my schedule. Dude, sorry. I mean, I will let you guys know. For anybody that was upset, or anybody that is having to adjust, or anybody that is wondering what the benefit of me not doing shows every day, I got a shit ton done this past week. Still adjusting what to focus on, and getting caught up on stuff that I was behind, and rolling into what is attainable during the time I was spending doing the show every day and in the evening. So morning, evening, right after the show, there was a ton of work to do, and it just kind of set the day into a tailspin of frenzy every day of the week, and it got to a point where it was just too much. So slowly adjusting, getting there, and being way more productive in that first few hours of the day. So it had to happen. We'll see how we go forward. We're going to roll with once a week for quite a while, and I mean, if it just gets to be where it needs to be twice, or a different show, I've got some things in the air. Like I said, going to really test some things out between now and the New Year's, and hopefully have I don't know if it's going to be regular segments, or things that are going to pop up each week or every other week, or what's going on. I'm just trying to figure out how to transition from a 5-day-a-week show to a 1-day-a-week show, and it's getting there. Hunter says it's not me, it's just been everything. Rewilder Life on the more adventures today, no rest for the weary. I hear you. It feels like 10 steps forward and 7 steps back, and then you got to take the 7 steps again. So Anyway, coffee's fantastic, guys. This week I've been messing around a lot with the AeroPress. Instead of having a second French press, I've been having 1 to 2 AeroPresses, which is smaller, a little less coffee, but I'm kind of trying to dial in what that perfect brew for me is with the AeroPress. With anything French press, you gotta know what weight you want in it, what temperature water you want in it, what blend and grind you want in it, and adjusting any of those things will make the coffee taste different. And so the AeroPress is less per batch, um, a little less than half. So I use 49 grams of coffee in my French press. I'm using like 19 grams in the AeroPress, but and it makes one 12-ounce mug. So been really messing with. I went in and decided to do 195 degrees water. Messed around with pouring it in with a tea kettle. It wasn't working. I wasn't really satisfied with the way the AeroPress was working, so I decided to grab the pour over kettle that I had out at the cabin from a kit that I bought, and that was life-changing. That changed the whole way the AeroPress worked, using that pour over kettle, so that water not banging into the grinds in the bottom of it. If you don't know what the AeroPress is, it's basically like a single serve. It's a combination between a French press and an espresso machine, and it's really interesting. But anyway, once I figured out how to pour the water in it without it just running through the filter and the coffee, that changed quite a bit. Then I was able to dial in on bean type, grind size, how long I let it sit in the press, and really fine adjusting. So grind size, the reason that makes the coffee taste different is because of surface area. So the finer you grind the coffee, the more surface area there is from one bean, more extraction, different flavors, but also different compaction in the puck of coffee in the bottom of the machine. So adjusting that even a little bit is going to change the flavor of your coffee. So I took a pound of Food Forest Farms, and I've been using the exact same roast every day. I've been changing the grind a little bit and recording what my thoughts were. I've changed the seep time a little bit and recorded the changes. And then the other day, I made a cup and I took the first sip and I was like, this is it. The flavors were so different. The nuanced flavors you see on things, whiskeys, coffee, different things where you'll see hints of so and so, so and so, and so and so. Maybe like hints of candy and nuts and cherries and butts or whatever, you're gonna find. But a lot of times you're like, I don't get it. I don't see it. Wine is the same way. Hints of this, that, and the other thing. When I tasted that cup, when it was what I want to say perfect, all those flavors just absolutely exploded out all at once. And then I was also able to replicate it the next day. So I think I found my standard weight, idle time, grind size, and everything, at least for that Peruvian. So it'll be interested to now take those exact same parameters and put a different bean in there, because a different bean and a different roast is probably going to have a slightly different perfect setting. So that's what I've been doing. So that's coffee's been fantastic. So anyway, Canadian Farm says it's way easier to just scoop the Maxwell House into the machine and add the water and press the timer button. I don't know, man. Like the AeroPress right now, I'm down to like, so the water in the tea kettle goes to 100 or 212 degrees Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Celsius, I believe, is boiling before the steam's off and alerts you it's done. Well, the coffee the AeroPress says that the ideal temperature is 185 to 195. Otherwise, the plastic, I don't want to say the plastic melts, but things expand and contract a little bit above that, getting close to boiling. So I was having trouble with it flowing through, and it necessarily wasn't the temperature of the water. Actually, it was more the trouble of the filter cap wouldn't come off, and they were saying that the hotter water was expanding and kind of like sticking it in there. And so I was messing around with different water temperatures, and I found it that if I start the teapot and get it to boiling, to steaming, the whistle goes off, and I take it and I pour it into my little French press pourer with a thermometer in it. The time it takes me to weigh out the 19 grams, grind it, and get it into the press is about how long it takes it to cool down from 212 to 195. And then basically I pour it in, and the AeroPress is so fast. Like I let it sit for 30 seconds and press it down. So I'm guessing by the time you hit go on your coffee maker, or even I'll give you that, you got it all set up for morning and you got an alarm on it. If I started making my coffee, it'd probably be done by the time your coffee maker was done brewing. So we'll see. Rewilder Life says I'd like caffeine today and can't have it due to the day-long test I'm doing. Oh, gross. Canadian, she suggests he tries some cold brew. John Palmer saying I need to open I open a coffee shop. I don't want a coffee shop. I worked in a coffee shop for too long. Hunter says hints of burnt in his Maxwell house. Burnt with beautiful hints of burnt and stale. Canadian Farm says Barista Brian's morning show. I actually have been contemplating like a after show on a different platform that might be a cup of coffee and some conversation. I'm not sure. I don't know. Canadian Farm says he woke up and it's ready. Well, I mean, sometimes you have to sacrifice for some finer things in life. When I make it big and I can hire somebody to come over, and I'll just hire somebody to come over and make my coffee in the morning, and it'll be up when I wake up. They'll just bring it in and say, "Sir, your coffee's ready." I'm like, all right, well, kind of tired today, so hang out. You're gonna have to make some more. Yeah. Well, anyway, that was kind of the coffee experimentation from some of the coffee stuff from this week. So the new show format, I've been bouncing back and forth. Like I struggled with it a lot before I made the change. I wasn't sure what I wanted to talk about, because going from 5 days a week. Good morning, Jamie. Thanks for popping in. Going from 5 days a week to 1 day a week is 5 times the topics, 5 times the information. But not really. I knew I was going to have more items on my list to talk about on Monday. So I was trying to figure out if we just did Monday. So I was trying to figure out how I wanted to go about it. I was also contemplating the audio feed and how that played, and some things I could do to make the show better for audio release now that I'll have a little bit more time to focus on the show. Before, the show was basically hit go at 6, hit end at 7:15, 7:20 or whatever, and hurry to upload it, show notes, all that shit, all within 20 more minutes to a half an hour before I did our dog walks. And then my day started when we got back. Now I've kind of booked out the morning to work on the show today. to where I'll be able to edit it. I'll be able to do some more descriptive show notes, hopefully do a post on the website with it in that time frame as soon as I get the process streamlined. But what I want to do is kind of do each segment monologue and then do live chat at the end of each one. So each topic, each segment, say my piece and then chat with whoever's hanging out in the live audience, and then that will give me hard breaks to kind of to edit out and just put the segments on the audio podcast, because I listen back and I don't know, I mean, maybe it's perfectly great having the live feed in the live feed chat in the show audio. I guess I didn't poll the audience. The thing is, the audio listeners don't ever give me any feedback. I ask for feedback. I never get any emails. I never get anything from them. So I guess I just have to go with my gut. Canadian Farm says that the timing will be off on all his jokes. I don't know if I can cut that much humor out of the show. That's what I was struggling with, especially Canadian Farmstead. I mean, where would everybody be without his fantastically timed zingers in the morning? But anyway, that's the thought at the moment. Be able to edit it up, make it more concise, make it flow easier, and be more substance and less chitter chatter on the audio feed. And if people like the if people like the live chatter, you can always catch the replay on YouTube. I think that's where it's going to go, and then hopefully put that better audio product out there, and maybe it grows, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. But I was spinning my wheels with the show, and I had to kind of move forward with it. So basically, we'll be talking about, and it probably won't be every week. I don't think every segment will be every week, but be talking about what we're progressing with our cabin build and Delinquent Gully and projects going on out there. We'll talk Bitcoin a little bit. We'll talk some conspiracy theories for sure. And anything really that comes up in my week. I have a notepad on my phone and I had it before to collect topics, but as we go, I'm just throughout the week, I'm just adding topics, and then they'll kind of fall into a category. I also decided that because I don't have to rush around and get this edited before walking the dogs, I now have this block from 6 to 8. So I'm probably going to try to do segments for the first half hour, 45 minutes, and have a little catch up conversation at the end of each segment, and then kind of do an open floor stream of consciousness kind of end to the show. And however long that lasts, it lasts. I've been thinking about maybe firing up TikTok or something like that at the halfway point when it turns into a conversation. I don't want to bog down the show. I've been trying to figure out what to do with TikTok Live since it's become available to me. And my conspiracy kind of has to do with TikTok a little bit. But I don't want to... One of the keys to TikTok Live is interaction and immediate interaction. And I don't think I could get through a show doing that, a separate show doing what I have to do to interact with the people on TikTok. So I think during a conversational kind of second part, after the audio for the show release has been put out there, maybe that's something to fire up. I don't know. We'll find out as we go. Like I said, I got 4 weeks, 4 tries at this to edit them, to see what I like and what I don't, shuffle it around. Hunter says it might have to be TikTok only, and I considered that too. I considered that too. I wasn't sure. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still all trying to figure it out, but that's kind of the MO on the new show format. If you have things you want me to talk about, if there's things that I've talked about in the past that you want me to make sure I include either every week or every few weeks, you can drop them in the Telegram chat. You can email me morningshow@thelotsproject.com. That's an email for this show. Anything regarding it, but yeah. Let me know, especially if you're out there listening to the audio and you're like, holy shit, what happened? Why'd the show go to once a week? Hunter says I'm going to get the hang of TikTok right before it gets turned off. That has to do with my conspiracy theory. Wait for that one. It'll be coming up at the end. So that's where I've fallen. I can't say that I can say I can say that I missed doing the show all week. I'm sorry if you guys missed the show all week. It was odd getting up and not doing it. Going on 3 years, that's what I did every weekday when I had internet. And it was weird for sure, but I've also found the benefits to be it was the right decision. I'm sleeping better at night. I have a little less anxiety in the evenings, making sure that my headspace is right, that I have everything ready for the morning. Mornings are way less chaotic. I can get up and I can read the Daily Stoic, and I can process it for a minute. I can get my morning organized, and I can pound out a bunch of work real fast in the morning where my brain is working the best. I just seem to function better in that first 4 or 5 hours of the day. And it was, I don't think, being the most effective use doing this every day. Income wise, I enjoyed the hell out of it. But financially, I've made the decision worth it already in the time in the last week. So it is what it is. So that's new show format. Any ideas, any feedback, any suggestions? Like I said, Telegram or morningshow@thelotsproject.com is where you can send those. Next, I want to let you know, Director Detour this week. I have 3 great interviews. If you haven't checked out any of the interviews, I've had some fantastic ones, and I got some fucking killers coming up. Not killers. I didn't interview any killers or the killers. I have some fantastic interviews coming up between now. Right now, I've recorded into the end of January. 3 days a week. So yeah, there's quite a bit to come out, but I got some fantastic interviews coming up. I'm dialing in. I'm getting a feel for that half hour conversation. I feel like it's getting better every episode I do, which was the goal. But it's going well. This week I have interviews from Maxwell Ivy. He's known as the blind blogger. Guy's legally blind, and currently is a accessibility advocate. Basically, petitions companies and tries to make policy to make companies, mainly online presence, more accessible to disabilities. And interesting character, and his life is nothing short than an amazing story. So he grew up in the carnival world and now works with major companies on their accessibility issues. I also have Leanne Linsky coming up, who's a comedian and has an entrepreneur and developed a new platform called Plausible, which is basically a virtual nightclub. I checked it out. I think there's a lot of other uses for it beyond comedy, and I've been kind of working behind the scenes with her, trying to figure some stuff out. But yeah, Plausible, Plauz, plausible.com. is fantastic. Whether you're a comedian or a fan of comedy, you can sign up on either side of that and enjoy it. It's a pretty cool site. It's free shows, paid shows. There's rooms on there where comedians can practice. So there's like genres like crowd work and heckling and blah blah blah, all the different things that comedians go through. They have practice rooms, so you can go in and be an audience member in a room with comedians looking to work on handling hecklers and just heckle them. So fun stuff. And then they have paid events too, and check it out. Plausible. She's coming up on Wednesday, and then Jeff Ravilla is coming up on Friday. Jeff is opening a live podcast studio. It's already open. Excuse me. It's in a theater, but basically they do live broadcasts of podcasts or shows or have events and all sorts of stuff in this theater. We talk about that and all sorts of other things. Jeff Ravilla coming up on Friday. So check out Director Detour, Max Ivy, Leanne Linsky, and Jeff Ravilla this week. Canadian Farmstead gets his heckle fix here. All coming up this week. I hope you check it out. And along with Director Detour and the new format and frequency of this show, I'm giving away the Jade. So here is the Jade contest I came up with. It's going to be quite I don't know if that's that long. 2 months. Drawing will be probably on this show or on a special live right at the beginning of February. So we're going to run the contest between now and the end of January. Entries will close January 31st, and then whatever time it takes me to gather the entries and figure out giving away the Jade. But entries are going to be simple. Entries are done by clipping either Director Detour episode 1 through whatever episode ends up coming out by January 31st. Any episode of Director Detour, if you clip it on Fountain, and I mean, I'll see it hopefully, but you can also drop me a message that you clipped it or tag me in a message with the clip. Clip it on Fountain, you get an entry. And then also this show, if you clip anything from episode 816, today's episode, 816 or after, so it'll be the next 4 episodes in December and then the 5 episodes in January, plus any of the Director Detour, clip it on Fountain, and you get an entry to win a Blockstream Jade. I landed on that because if you're using Fountain, if you're using Fountain, you're doing some sort of interaction with Bitcoin. I want to make sure the Jade goes to somebody that's going to use it, that's not going to get it in the mail and be like, yeah, what the fuck is this thing? And then just never do anything with it. So I tried to incorporate the new show format here, the new interview show, and Bitcoin, and I came up with clipping. So Jim has got a distinct advantage there. Jim is a clipping machine. Figure it out. You got 2 months, guys. You got 2 months to head over to Fountain to figure out how to clip episodes and clip away. And I would suggest sharing them to me. I'll go in and check daily or every other day to accumulate the clips. But between now and then, clip away and you'll get an entry into a rando drawing for a Blockstream Jade hardware wallet. Hunter says pay to play, send X amount of sats for extra entries. I contemplated that, and that might still happen. I didn't know if that turns into a lottery for some reason. I don't know how that works, so I stayed away from that. Tipping is always welcome, though. Tipping is always welcome, for sure. Canadian Farmstead says, looks like I have to learn clipping. Yeah, I mean, it's not hard. just listen to the episode and clip it. Just find 30 seconds or however long you think is a poignant or good or funny or mistake or whatever you want, and clip it and share it. So Hunter says, I'm in Tennessee with weird not lottery laws. Yeah, I mean, I just don't want to, I don't want to do something stupid, especially with, yeah, I wasn't sure. I definitely can look into it. I went back and forth. Hunter just wants to pay for, like literally you can pay about $60 worth of sats, actually less than that if you use my discount code, and get your own. I don't know how much. I don't know how much. I don't know how many sats you were thinking about sending to get bonus entries, but so that's the contest for the Jade. I'm excited to give that away. So that's like yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks from now or so. 9 weeks from now. Got plenty of time to get that message out there. I'll be putting messages out on socials and things like that. So Canadian Farm says, just say you don't get any extra entries for zaps. Boosts on either show on Fountain do not count as bonus entries. Oh yeah, so that should be good. I'm excited to see what you guys clip. I'm excited to see if it helps spur. And if you're on Fountain and you're on Noster and you've connected your Noster account and Fountain, be sure to click the little button. I think it auto populates, but be sure to click the little button that says share this with Noster, and then it posts to your Noster feed. Yeah, that's the goal. I think the goal for me is to spur listenership, to find new listeners for both the interview show, which is brand new, and then this show, which is going to be the new format. So that's my goal in the end, and your goal should be to win this brand new Blockstream Jade hardware wallet just in time for this bull run for sure. You guys, the ducks fell down. The ducks fell down actually the day before we went to 100K. So I don't think the ducks were doing anything. I don't think the ducks were doing anything at all. But how about that Bitcoin price? Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Let me look at the list here. I got clip contest. You see up here right above my head, I got some scribbled numbers here, 192168. Anybody know? Hunter says, I better hush about the price, man. Wouldn't you want to buy some more at 50K? Wouldn't you want to buy some more at 60K? Wouldn't you want to buy some more at 75K? Everybody's always worried about the price going down. I'm not looking to I'm not looking at the price. I love looking at the value of my stack as the price goes up. But if I had the opportunity to accumulate more again lower than that, I can't get upset if the price goes down. I have confidence in the end that I don't have to worry about the now, if that makes sense. So it can go to 120. 120. It can go to 200. I hope it goes down before, and then I'll buy some more. John Palmer says I'd like to buy some more at 5K. I'd like to buy some more. Like Pip had, I think 700. Pip was over on Facebook shooting memories around where he was telling people to buy Bitcoin at $700. How would you like to do that now? Hunter says Courtney just found out her Twitter is permabanned. Why? Did she cut up animals and stuff on there like you do? Oh, that was Tickety Talk. That was Tickety Talk. So, yeah. You know what this is? 192168. There's more to it off the screen. Anybody know what that is? Anybody watching have any idea what 192.168 dot something 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 is? Probably. I hope so. I hope of the people that are in the live feed audience right now that somebody knows what that is. Good. Canadian Farm says router IP, or Hunter is more accurate in saying an IP address. Yeah, I got some time this weekend to start working. Mike's Homestead rolled in with IP address. I started setting up. So Corey and I decided for the cold stretch, probably for the winter, we're gonna go back to day trips out to the cabin for the weekend work. That with it getting below freezing and having to move lithium batteries back and forth and water freezing, blah blah blah, the whole thing, just without heat, constant heat out there, we decided that we're probably going to be making day trips. Now it's going to get warmer, it's going to be nice, it's going to be this and that, but like I said, dude, like having to run out there to get the batteries and bring them down the hill was like, really? So we kind of packed it in for the winter. We'll go out, and if it's going to be a nice weekend, we might roll out. But with the internet staying at the Starlink staying at the trailer, I felt like it was a time to work on the snail live feed. And to do that, basically, I'm setting up a Raspberry Pi to capture 2 video cameras, and we've changed formats. We've changed, well, not formats, changed branding, I think, a little bit. I think we dialed in what actually is going to happen. But you've been seeing me post a few videos of the bird feeder that Corey has on her window. And we decided that if I got 2 cameras and I'm going to put them up, why not do 2 different, we can do the snail tank and we can do the bird feeders. And coincidentally, one of them is very active during the day and one of them is very active during the night. So instead of spinning up a new YouTube channel, a secondary stream, 2 streams, this, that, and the other thing, we decided to maybe not just do tiny armored ones. And I'm going to be reformatting that, just changing the title and description and what content goes there of the tiny armored ones YouTube channel is now going to be Corey's Critters. It might end up being Corey's Critter Corner. I don't know. KKK might get us in trouble, but Corey's Critters are going to be on YouTube, working furiously. I didn't get it done this weekend. I ran into some roadblocks that I'm not sure I'm going to be able to overcome with this hardware, but we'll figure it out. But working on that using IP addresses and camera IPs and all sorts of fun stuff. I was able to get the cameras to hook to the Raspberry Pi and view them on a VLC player on the Pi, but I'm running into packet loss. If this means anything to anybody, I don't know the technical backgrounds of the folks listening live, but I'm losing packets. I'm losing packets when I'm trying to send my signal. So working with ChatGPT is actually helping me set up the whole thing. And it's been a phenomenal process. I've actually learned a ton. But after dialing it in and really communicating with ChatGPT, Canadian Farm says Dan FedEx, not packages, packets. Learning ChatGPT and really instructing it what I was looking for that I wanted step-by-step instructions on how to do this from zero, basically installing the operating system on the Raspberry Pi to hitting go on the live stream. And then to give it to me one step at a time, like I don't know anything, and say, hey, hey, thanks for the zap on Noster, my path of to fire. I appreciate that. So I've been having it ask me or tell me each step and then wait. And if I have no questions, if the step goes fine and everything works, I say, all right, it's good. And it gives me the next step. And if it doesn't, I say, hey, this didn't work. Or, hey, I don't know how to do that. Or does this say this? It gives me a full explanation. So basically, I have a one-on-one tutor on programming a Raspberry Pi and firing up live feed. So it's interesting. It's interesting. John Palmer says apple pie is my favorite. I've never tried raspberry pie. And Canadian Farmstead says losing my packets. Yeah, I got it. I got it the first time you said it. I just thought it wasn't that good. So, Pip, good morning, Pip. How we doing? Says does chat GPT get to use small word? No, to use small. Does chat GPT know how to use to use small words? That's what I have to say about that. But it's going well. It's going well. We'll see. I have to. It's a big ordeal to unplug half my computer, and I don't have big enough desk to have both keyboards and everything sitting here. So basically, I put everything on my lap and put everything on the desk and go to town for as long as I can, and then I have to do other shit. So I get as far as I can, and then it's done. So hopefully this week at some point I'll have the live streams up of the bird feeders and the snail tanks, and Corey's critters will come to life for sure. So that's exciting. That's what I've been working on there, and I guess I forgot to erase the IP from one of the devices up there on the screen. So update on our progress out at the property. We had a lot of progress this week. Last week, the week before, I guess, Corey and I went and talked to the metal guy, the guy that not the guy metal guy, yeah, metal, horns up. Talked to the guy that the builder. Actually, he's not really even the builder. He's the guy that sells the materials, the building materials guy. Talked to him, got a quote. Really decided that if it was possible for the installer to get his skid steer and the materials up the hill to where we want to build, that we would go ahead and have him install the posts, the trusses, and the roof. And then at that point, we would take over and hang a floor, stud out the rooms, finish the inside, hang the metal on the walls when it was appropriate, when we figured out the lengths we wanted and how we wanted to do crawl space and crawl space covers and all that stuff. Because once the metal's cut, it's cut. So we talked to them about that. He got back to us with a quote. It was a little higher than we wanted, but with everything considered and the fact that it would be the yeoman's work, the installing the 18-foot 6x6s, getting the trusses 12 to 13 foot up in the air, doing roof work where I'm not crazy about heights, and having to do that without the metal on it. Once the metal's on there, I can get up there and walk around and make it work. But when it's just open purlins and posts and trusses, not my deal. I would be very slow at doing that, if not terrified the whole time and have a heart attack from high blood pressure. So it's worth the extra little bit of money for me to not have to deal with any of that shit. but it was still in the ballpark of where we had thought. It might take a little longer to raise the money or save the money or whatever we need to do some more work in the end because of the extra we were spending up front. But time, labor, and figuring shit out wise, I think it's going to be way better. So we went with that. I'm still waiting on chatting with the installer. I talked to him. He's going to come out. I asked him to come out and take a look at, make sure he could get up to the site. It might become a moot point. I'm pretty sure it's going to become a moot point because he's 8 weeks out on installs from the time we really agree to do it, which we haven't yet until he comes and sees if he can. But in the meantime, actually, it was like right about the same time. I was out by Delinquent Scully, and one of the other residents just a property owner out there who builds roads for a living. I chatted with him and said, "Hey, dude, what do you think about putting a driveway in? What do you think about putting a driveway in for us down there?" He's like, "Yeah, I could take a look, no problem." Corey and I went and, hey, Jim, good morning over on Noster. Thanks for popping in and thanks for the zap. And My Path to Fire says, I'm terrible with AI. Hopefully I can get a hang on it. Ask AI to teach you how to use AI. All of you, not just My Path to Fire or My Path to Fire, but everybody listening. If you're having trouble with AI, ask AI to teach you how to use AI. And you'll get better. Keep asking it questions on how to use it most effectively. It will tell you. It will tell you for sure. Or Google it. There's a million articles on how to do it, how to get started. Regardless, I talked to the guy. I said, "Hey, I'm going to mark out where we're thinking." I had Corey and I looked, and it looked like it was the old logging access, both on our side and on the other side of the easement road. It looks like the old logging access was perpendicular to where they put the easement road in. It had all overgrown, but the majority of the large diameter trees that obviously had been there longer than it was strip cut, they all were in a line. And there was a very defined path down to the easement road and then back up the next property, like they were just driving through there. I said, this looks like it could be a driveway. It really looks like there's not going to be any trees that need to come out. The slope wasn't horrible. It's a little steep in places, but I figured with some dirt work, I had no idea how much something like that would cost to put it in. It's probably 300 feet. I don't know. I haven't measured it out yet. 300 to 500 feet, somewhere in there. And so I asked him, I said, "Hey, I'm going to go down there. I'm going to cut a walking path from the bottom to the top." Corey and I did that. That's when I busted up my knee, which, by the way, is doing well. It's healing up. I don't think there's any major damage, but we'll find out in the long term. But I've been able to do whatever I needed to do between now and then. So it's good enough. But we cut a walking path up through all the brush from the bottom to the top. We marked out the edges at the bottom and the top with some flag tape so you can see it. And I asked him to take a look. Didn't hear back from him. Then he gave me a call, and I met him out there yesterday. And he gave me a quote, and it was a phenomenal quote. So looks like if I can get some chert dropped off out there, probably next weekend or the weekend after, he's going to knock that out and install us a driveway. And that's like what I said. That's what he does for a living. And so that will change drastically the access for both the building installer, the roof installer guy, and us getting materials up there, and at some point some furniture and appliances and all that stuff. So progress for sure. And the price on the driveway, and the fact that I know the guy does quality work because I've seen him do work on his stuff out there, and then also the easement road and other projects. He's actually the one that put our driveway in for Tim's, our little access road. The price was you couldn't beat it. Like literally, I was expecting 5x what he quoted me. At least. So that was good. And he said he could knock it out in a day to a weekend. And he always has the equipment out there. He owns the equipment. I think that's probably why the price was right, was access to equipment. And then, yeah, so excited. Mike's Homestead says getting his barn spray foam insulated today. Yeah, we're still trying to figure out what we're going to do with that. How we're going to, what insulation we're going to use, how we want to do it. We're getting the bubble wrap insulation under the metal on the roof as it goes in, just as a first barrier, and a moisture barrier. And then we're going to go for there on the rest of the sides. Basically, we're buying the roof metal, the trusses, and the posts and purlins for the roof is what we're getting now, and having that installed. And yeah, so exciting. In the next few weeks, we should have the driveway, and then like I said, he's 8 weeks out on about 8 weeks out on post frame installation. So that'll be a little later on down the road. So that is good. Every week I think I'm going to do an item of the week. Oh, Pip says sounds like DG area is developing quickly. All of a sudden, Corey and I somehow found a different route, and I totally know why I didn't think that we were going to be able to get a driveway in where we were going to. We're basically 30 feet to the side of where I had checked out, where we had looked, where we thought was the ideal place, the almost ideal place to put it. And we started walking down the hill, and it was like it was going down, and then all of a sudden it went almost straight down. And I was like, it would just be so expensive to put a driveway in. We would have to like build a bridge or something. So we went through the whole summer. Everything grew in, and you can't really see anything when everything grows in there. But it all looks level, just from all the brush coming to the sun height. So you can't really tell the lay of the land. And now, as everything has died back, I started exploring a little bit more, and I shifted over 30 feet. And this is where I found the what appears to be the old logging road. And it doesn't have that drop off in it. Like, I went and found where the drop off was, and I was just like slightly over. So I think this is doable. It's still got some incline to it. It's still I'm curious to see what he does with it. The guy knowing building roads and building driveways, seeing what he does with it, if he kind of tries to level it out a little bit, or what he does with the dirt work. But he walked it with me yesterday and was like, this is no problem. This we're good. I can knock it out in a day. I'm like, okie dokie. You know more than me. That's why I'm going to pay you to do it. So lots of good progress, and game-changing progress. Having that roof and the post set by someone else with equipment, having that driveway to take material right to the build site is just game-changing for time-wise. So now we'll move on to other limiting factors here as we get to them. So that is let me see on my list over here. New show format, clip contest. Don't forget that. feel free to share it with people. I know you want to win, and you want to put your clips. Jim, now that you're around, I think you might have missed the clip contest announcement. Basically, between now and January 31st, any clip of Director Detour or a clip of this show's episode 816 or newer. So today's episode or newer between now and January 31st, any clip over on Fountain will get you an entry in a drawing for a Blockstream Jade. Yes. So clip away, Jim. Clip away. And teach these fools how to clip too. If they have any problem, they can you can reach out to Jim. He is a clipping master. Pip says, good morning, Corey. Yes, good morning, Corey. Good morning, Corey. Good morning, Corey. Driveway and roof poles going in. Director Detour episodes this week. Like I mentioned, Max Ivy, Leanne Linsky, Jeff Ravilla. All three solid interviews. I enjoyed all three of those for sure. Product of the week. I'm gonna do just to hit a product of the week. I got products coming in. I got more than enough to do one each week. I think I'm just gonna pick one that I happen to have around or I happen to have been using. One thing we did this weekend, we went up to the SOE compound party, John Willis's and a couple other people's birthday celebration, and it was chilly. It was chilly. And one thing I threw in my pocket, which worked really well, were these OCOOPA. The light's gonna fuck me over. These are electronic hand warmers. They are rechargeable, USB rechargeable hand warmers. It's 2-pack. This blue side, or comes in multiple colors. The colored side heats up when you press the button on the back. There's 3 temperature settings, a low, medium, high. They last for different amounts of time, depending on which setting you have on them. But like I said, the one side heats up. You can use one in each jacket to heat your palms up, or they're actually magnetic and they'll stick together for a double-sided heater. So yeah, they're great. Super simple, affordable price. There's a link in the video description. There's going to be a link in the audio description. It's getting colder. We're coming into winter. We're just starting. If you want something to throw in your pockets, you want to test them out, you check out the link down in the video description. OCOOPA. I don't know. OCOOPA. I don't know. These companies send the products to me, and they don't send an audio file with the company name. So, OCOOPA hand warmers. They work great. I've been pretty happy with them so far. The low setting is warm enough. The high setting is definitely going to keep your pockets warm. And with that push button on off, you can literally turn it on, warm your hands up, turn it off to conserve battery. And yeah, the low setting. Each side, so each one of the individual warmers lasts 8 hours. So it's 16 hours a total if you're using one at a time. And at the high setting, I think that is 4 hours. So 4 hours each. I think those are the times. They say right on the listing. So I could be off. It could be 2 hours and 8 hours. Forgot to look that part up and put it in my notes, but really enjoying them. Cheap enough, fair enough price, and for what they do, you can keep them in a car. You can keep them plugged into your little battery bank set up in your car. You can recharge them in a car off a USB-C plug-in. Nice for emergencies or everyday use, or if you're hunting or just having them in your pocket. They're small enough and light enough. You could even throw them in your daily carry just in case you need them. Jim says he's always there to help with the clipping, but he says he's going to win that Jade. And Jim says he thinks it's pronounced Cucamonga. I don't know. I don't think it's that. All right. Conspiracy, guys. We'll hit conspiracy, and then I'm going to be here to chat if you guys want. Otherwise, if nobody after the conspiracy, if nobody wants to hang around and talk, I can hang it up. But we'll see how it goes. I've got a conspiracy I came up with, and it might not be true. It might be foreshadowed in one of our favorite movies here at the show, Idiocracy. I made a parallel in my brain from Idiocracy to something going on today. Well, lots of things going on today, but one specific thing. I just happened to be sitting around yesterday, and I told you I've been contemplating doing the TikTok live thing. I've been contemplating doing. I have a product review TikTok all set up. I haven't really jumped in yet because I've been waiting on this TikTok ban. So if you don't know, TikTok is owned by a Chinese company. Weird, China. And I think it was in July, was earlier this year at some point, maybe last year even. I don't remember when it actually got passed, but you might remember it. They passed what they called the TikTok ban law. There's a bunch of other shit in it that is way worse than banning TikTok, but that's what got the press. They passed it. The Sniffy Joe signed it, and then they've been appealing it and all sorts of stuff. Well, last week, it appears that the final appeal got denied. And from what I can find, and who knows if any of this is fucking accurate, I don't know. But from what I can find, on January 19th or before, TikTok has to sell the company or the part of the company that runs the TikTok app to an American-owned company. Otherwise, it will not work in the U.S. Just like Strike doesn't work in Canada, Fold doesn't work in Canada, ShakePay doesn't work in the U.S. It will be banned in the U.S. Now, we're all smart enough to know you could use a VPN, you could use this, that, the other thing, but it's not going to be worth it because I'm pretty sure in that TikTok ban bill, there's all sorts of stuff about VPNs and the like. So just be conscious of that. I'll have to dig in on that law. I remember when they were passing it, there was a lot of concern about a lot of stuff that wasn't getting talked about. Weird. That they put through a bill that wasn't really truthful and straightforward. But anyway, this conversation is about TikTok. So I've been holding off on really hitting it on TikTok, knowing that this could be in the future. And when they finally decided that it was legit, like they could do this, and this was the last appeal, and either they sell and it'll change slightly regardless. If they sell to somebody, it's going to change a little bit. I believe it would have to. Maybe not. If the Orange Man repeals the law, if whatever happens, coincidentally enough, it's on January 19th that it is the go date, and the savior of the country comes in on the 20th, I believe. Maybe it's the 20th. Regardless, TikTok might go away. So as I sat pondering TikTok going away and all the reasons why that would be horrible, not just for me personally. Hunter says rename it TikTok. Boom, it's different. I was contemplating what the interest in company, Congress, the government, and other vested interests is, what their interest it would be in keeping TikTok around. Canadian Farmstead says #freedom, right? But it's China. Looking at these fucking senators being like, oh, this is the right thing to do for the safety of America. We can't have companies storing people's data. Canadian Farm says, at least our government only takes our guns. You can have our guns, but you can't have our TikTok. Jim says, tick crap. I don't know, man. As much as you might hate it, I have several people that I'm networking with on other social media apps that are making 6-figure incomes a month on TikTok. Not just one, not just two. I would say in the small group the one small group that I'm networking in, there's at least 6 or 7 that are multiple 6-figure incomes a month. Canadian Farm says I should do that. I understand I should do that, but it takes a little time and it takes a lot of fucking effort. And if it's just going to go away, that was when I was getting into this was when they were passing this. So it's been kind of this, what effort do I put in if it's going to go away? And now the date is imminent. It's within a couple months. It's within just over a month. And watching the writing on the wall will determine how I proceed with that, whether it's on a different app or what. But yeah, so it's been a purgatory. It's been a limbo thing. The money is there if you do it right. Canadian Farm says I have 6 more hours a week to make it happen. I have 8 more hours to make it happen. I know. This has been on my board for a while. Anyway, the number of companies selling products on TikTok, the number of sales, the number of commission earners that are making ungodly amounts of money. And even down to the Jim's wondering if anybody's making bank on Nostr. Bank, I know some people making some decent money on Nostr. There is an economy in itself in TikTok, a thriving economy. TikTok Shop is doing phenomenal numbers. The companies, the creators, the affiliates, all of it is a huge economic boom. Hunter says I'm at 4 figures, $30. And Pip says, and here I am trying to make an honest living while video clip makers are doing 6 figures. Yeah, it's but not all of them. You have to be smart about it. You have to know what you're doing, and you have to be persistent. Kind of like how Kyle talks about building his account. It's a process for sure. It's not like, oh, you just make videos. Well, I can't say that. Some people just make videos and they get lucky, but there is actually a formula to actually do it properly. If you can't tell, I've been doing research a little bit on that. But regardless, I was sitting there thinking about the TikTok ban, and I was like, if it goes away, and now I don't know, Canadian Farm says, guess those 6-figure people should have used some of that to hire lobbyists. They did. Like, really, they did. I saw more than one that started, I don't know, I call them PACs, but funds, and they did hire quite a bit of lobbyists. That's probably why it's taken so long for it to get settled out. But I was thinking about the economy there and all the money that flows through there. All the money that TikTok makes, all the money that the creators make, all the money that the companies make. And if that went away, what kind of impact could that literally have? Now, the U.S. is big economy, and TikTok is like a small fraction of that. But all of a sudden, I had a picture in my brain of when another huge company all of a sudden went to zero that was tied into all different aspects of all over the country, in the main economy of the country, and what happened. And all I could see was the dude sitting on the conference call talking about the fact that Brondo is no longer being used to water the crops, and everybody lost confidence in Brondo. The stock price sold, and the computer program automatically laid off everybody that worked for Brondo. And I think I came across what's going on here. Shutting TikTok down is going to be the black swan that sends our economy into a tailspin. This is going to be the one that does it, guys. TikTok has been on purpose since the beginning a Chinese infiltration to build an economy of its own inside the U.S. economy that would be rug pulled and send our economy into a tailspin, making the whole thing fall apart. What do you think? What do you think? I only had a few hours to work on this. This like started to formulate in my brain yesterday evening, and I wanted to try to have it a little bit in line for the show today, but you can't say it's not true. Feel free to spread it amongst your conspiracy friends. So here we go. Brondo is going to, TikTok is going to take down the U.S. economy come January 19th when they turn off all the sales. All the companies are going to go. Canadian Farm says, where does TikTok sit in the GDP? I have no idea, but you have to TikTok and all its related services, because not only does TikTok make money, not only do the companies make money, they're going to stop selling. The people that are earning commissions stop earning. It's more than just what part of TikTok, because then all those six-figure folks aren't buying shit. It's trickle down, man. It's trickle down economics. Pip says, and then they blame China that it happened, right? On the day that the orange man, the anti-China guy, is coming into office and the economy starts to spin, they can blame Trump, they can blame China, they can blame whatever they want. Canadian Farm says crash the economy and blame the tariffs, blame TikTok, blame whatever the fuck they want. Jim over on Noster says maybe you should break your medication in half or maybe double it up, right? And he also says if they rug pulled OnlyFans, that would have a bigger effect. Yeah, but we don't want all the guys that are releasing aggression watching OnlyFans to have all that pent up. Got to keep them satiated so that they don't rise up against the country. Anyway, that's my conspiracy theory. I don't know. We'll see. You heard it here first. December 9th, 2024, 7:15 in the morning. You heard that the economy is going to be crashing at the end of January with the closing of TikTok, and it's going to be a scene from Idiocracy, just like when Brondo went through the floor. Get ready, guys. Hope you got some Bitcoin. Canadian Farm says you want them to rise up, just not that way. Yeah, dude, that was the joke. Because they've already risen up enough, they won't be able to rise up. Pip nailed it. Get more sats. Bitcoin's on sale. 9 Bitcoin, 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 9 Lights red. Bitcoin's on sale. So anyway, that's what I got. You guys want to talk about anything? You guys got any topics you want me to hit? You have anything you want me to talk about? I got another while. Here. Jim says saltpeter in the water is conspiracy theory. Yeah, I guess I haven't lived in the city for a while, but I was gonna say the saltpeter isn't working. Have you seen how would anybody have a conspiracy that there's saltpeter in the fucking water with the amount of little fucking crotch goblins running around this country that shouldn't be around? Fucking, there's boners everywhere. Canadian Farm says we got winter earlier the past few years. Yeah. Global warming cooling is causing the winter to come. It did get cold here. This is way early from what I understand, and colder than it's supposed to be. But looking at the forecast, it's going back up. So I just made an ad. Oh, I just made an ad for Brita. I should email Britta. I think you guys should. I could spearhead a campaign for you, talking about how you remove saltpeter from the water, and that's why there's all these fucking kids running around. What do you think? Pip was wondering how the tree cuttings are doing in the stream at DG. They're all dead. No, they're all dormant. The water's still flowing. They've stayed moist. It's just been like a perfect wicking bed. I'm curious to see, like they haven't dried up and shriveled up, and I think they're going to be good in the spring. We'll see. I'm waiting until spring to see what happens with them, to pull them out. Carrie and I discussed it, and shouldn't see root growth right away, especially in the fall and dormant. And it's not the ideal time to do it by any means, but they're still there. They're all just chilling where they were when you left that day, just sitting in the stream, wicking up water, and we'll see how they do. That's one of the projects for the winter in the nursery, is getting that area across the stream. If you've been there and seen it, I'll do video of it when it happens, but get that cleared out, and we'll be doing fodder trees and root cuttings and tree starts and shrub starts in that area that we didn't plant anything in. We have a order of fodder trees coming in from Nick Ferguson in the spring. And so we'll start running fodder trees and tree propagation and all sorts of stuff right in that area across the stream. So the food forest will be on the entry side of the stream, and the propagation area will be on the backside. And then maybe a little collection pond beyond that. So Hunter says, when TikTok goes away, where's everybody going to go? Number one. Number two. Oh. Okay, two questions. When TikTok goes away, number one, where's everybody going to go? I don't know. So TikTok has, I started an account, and don't make fun of me because it's targeted. It's not for my enjoyment. I haven't been using the account. But if you guys know of TikTok has another app out there called Lemon8. I don't know if it'll ever take off or not, but it's basically a bunch of millennial women, from what I can see. That's what they're showing me anyway. But I'm doing coffee content over there. Just started a little bit ago. I think it's a market that could be exploited to sell coffee. And it's simple, it's easy. It's like it's not TikTok clone by any means. it's a mix between, I would say, Pinterest and Reels and Instagram and all sorts of weird shit. It's interesting, let's say, but I think there's a way to utilize it as a creator as opposed to a consumer. There'll be another TikTok. There'll be another app that takes off, and I think your 12-year-old's right. Nobody uses TikTok anymore. It's for old people. I don't think he's right in the fact that nobody uses it anymore. I think people with money still use it because the economy there is phenomenal. But where does that money flow after? I don't know yet, and I wish I did because I'd be there right now building. Maybe it's Clapper. Maybe I should have stayed building on Clapper all this time. I still have the account. I should go check on it. John Palmer says all the TikTok and government people can go to work making stuff in America. I don't think you really want the majority of the folks that are making money on TikTok producing anything that you're going to use. Jim says, go piss on them. The deer got my trees I got from Nick. Go piss on the tree starts. We don't have them yet. The deer out there, I don't know how much pressure we'll really have. I don't know how much pressure we'll have. Pip says still never used the TikToks, but doesn't think there should be any laws against it. Well, the laws are actually against data storage by a foreign entity, I think is what they ended up passing it through on. Basically that they have data centers owned by Chinese people or a Chinese company is what I can take from it. I think. Canadian Farm says, so what are the chances this is all just to try to force a Chinese company to give the US government a backdoor to the data? Exactly. It's exactly what it is. It's data ownership and data access. It has nothing to do with whatever they pushed it through on. It's all about surveillance. Jim's never even heard of Clapper. Clapper is a TikTok clone, basically, that never really got a lot of traction. There's a decent user base over there. And from what I understand from people that use it, you can make some money there. It was just another thing on the pile that I started to use, and I wasn't really a big fan of the. It seems to be more Central and South American, a lot of Hispanic, Central American. It just wasn't my user base at the time, and like I said, that could have been just what I was shown, and I didn't dive in far enough. But there's a lot of potential there, even with its small user base, to make some money. I think if you want to figure out how to use it. Hunter says they're worried about keeping our data, but they're not worried about the property around our military bases. It's all. They don't give a shit about the property because the only thing they're interested in is controlling the citizens. John Palmer says knowledge is power. Well, it's also a backdoor into the app on everybody's phone that uses it. I shouldn't say everybody's phone. Everybody's phone that uses the app, it's a backdoor into their shit. Canadian Pharmacist says he forgot about Clapper. So did I for quite a long time, and then I happened to be scrolling through on my phone, swiping across, and my finger slipped on the Clapper app, and it opened up, and I was like, "Wow, look at that! I got like 6,000 notifications." Because I had a couple videos end up being popular, and yeah, so I started checking that out again. I didn't really get back into posting quite yet. Mike's Homestead says there's no problem showing off your weenus on Clapper. Pip's wondering if MySpace is going to come back. I doubt it. I wish it would. I was actually going to try to resurrect my MySpace, but that just, I didn't pursue it. John Palmer says Clapper's the place to find snappers. Yeah, that's one thing I did notice there, that there was a lot of prostitutes or whores. I don't think that must not have translated right into English. Oh, prostitute has sex for money. I think it's perfect. It is what it is. It is what it is. You guys that are in the Prepper Broadcast Network or Tim's circles, you might have heard of Jester from Doomsday Podcast. He has a pretty decent sized presence over on Clapper and does pretty well with it. So Canadian Farm says this is the best place to get the clap. Like you need to go looking for that. So I don't know what's on the horizon for TikTok. YouTube went well, or is going well, so I cut back the show. I moved the show to its own channel, focusing the main channel that's monetized on reposting my Amazon product videos that aren't made for YouTube. They're made for Amazon, and I'm putting them up there for views. And we'll be doing product shorts, starting to record. My recording process is changing to have vertical video to post on that YouTube channel in relation to what I actually post, and then working on getting a more in-depth review maybe once a week for a product that I'm using and have more experience with. The Amazon product video MO right now is basically beyond the unboxing. Unboxing bonus, basically what you get with it, what my initial thoughts were, if it feels quality, and not necessarily a long-term review or in-depth review. That seems to work well on Amazon in that 1 to 2 minutes. And then I'm going to target a more detailed, with more specs and capabilities and a long-term use review or whatnot for YouTube specifically once a week or something. And I actually conferred quite a bit with Tim and still am on the format of those videos and the prep and how to make sure that they're what YouTube needs. Because I did all the work, I did all the research on what works on Amazon, and it's not the same thing that works on YouTube. So that's kind of the place I'm going with the YouTube channel, the main YouTube channel. And but I got a surprise last week. I had a video that was almost 2 years old, 615 days when this started happening, I think was how old the video was. It was an old gravestone video that basically I had asked for permission to clean it and got denied permission. And so I made a video. I said, this would have really cleaned up nice, but I asked and they wouldn't let me. Big deal, whatever. It got 3,000 views, which was 1 to 3,000 views was average for those gravestone shorts. And then it just stopped going up, just like all of them. They just pop to whatever they're going to be, and then they sit there. So didn't think anything of it when I took down all the morning show stuff, and I took down all the irrelevant videos off the YouTube channel to try to niche it down for search purposes. I didn't take down any shorts. It was going to be an ungodly task to take down all the shorts or some of the shorts. And I was just like, whatever, I'll just leave those up there because people aren't searching those out. Well, lo and behold, last week, I think sometime, I started getting notifications of comments on a video, and I'd go and check, and it was this video. It was this short from almost 2 years ago. And from what it appears, some girl right now is making a lot of enemies, is causing a lot of strife because she's just going out and cleaning stones, and she's like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. It's in a public place and blah, blah, blah. And I think she's damaged some stuff and very not respectful or anything that I wanted to be. But she's causing a stir around this concept. Well, my short ended up taking off again. And like I said, it got 3,000 views in the first couple days. And then for 600 fucking days, it sat. Maybe got 1 or 2 views a week. It got another 20,000 plus views last week and bumped my subscribers by over 200 more. We were approaching 3,000 subscribers. We were at 2870, I think, about the time this happened. And now I'm well over 3,100. I was hoping to get to 3,000 subscribers by my birthday in February, and it happened like in a day. So you never know. If you're a content creator and you're putting videos out there, you never know when it will take off. 2 years later, here it is. And it's slowed down quite a bit now. But yeah, over 20,000 views 2 years later. So you never know. You never know. So we're sitting there at 3,100 subscribers. So that's good. Happy with that. Hunter says, do you do review of the review? It's been 9 months since I received this and it's still good. Yes, I have a couple times. I have one on my topic list to do right now for the skirting because that video is pretty popular and we've had that for a year now. I did one of those on our Lippert solid steps that we've had for a couple years now. It did well. It's finding the right products to do that video for and the right initial review. And then it's obviously a long lead time before you actually get to do the video. So yeah, those are in the works too. And yeah, I got a list. If it's only weekly, it's a lot easier to target products that have a higher wage or higher price, or I get a higher commission on, or things like that, rather than trying to do the 2-minute hit it and quit it Amazon videos. And yeah, Amazon's going well, and that's they're going to continue to do that. That is the juice is worth the squeeze for the time I put into that, for sure. So things are good. Getting, like I said, getting lots done in the mornings. And I realized that being able to be very productive in that first couple hours before we take the dogs on the walk and not have to rush around and then try to accomplish things after dog walks, and pack everything in and have a schedule set for the day and things I want to get accomplished is changing how much I'm getting done. Working on less, I'm getting more done, if that makes sense. So if you feel like you're spinning your wheels and you feel like things need to change, Tim and I talk about this quite often. If you've been thinking about things need to change, whether that's in your life or in content creation or your diet or whatever, if you've been thinking things need to change, it's past time they need to. And if you're thinking things need to change and it's been in your mind for a bit, just do it. And more than likely it'll turn out for the best, or it needed to happen. So that's where I got to this point with this show. Tim, like I said, we've talked about it many times. We're for both sides. We contemplate and talk about our content creation quite often on the back end of conversations. And it was time. And I'm not saying that I won't spin up more in the future or do maybe 2 days a week. It'll all depend on how things go with getting out into the cabin and time schedules once we go out there, and adjust as needed. Pivot when we can. So I think we're going to wrap it up. If nobody else has got anything they want me to hit or hit topic wise or that. Just a few reminders. If you're still sitting around and you didn't hear during the show, Director Detour episode today, Maxwell Ivy came out, the blind blogger. And then later this week, we got Leanne Linsky and Jeff Ravilla. Corey's Critters is in the works. I don't know if that'll happen by the end of this week, but hopefully once it does, I'll start blasting that out, and hopefully you guys can share it and check in and watch the live whenever you get some time. And the clip contest for the Blockstream Jade, any clip of a Director Detour episode since episode 1, I'll enter any of the clips from any of the shows, and then episode 816, that's today's episode from December 9th through the episode that will air the last week of January. Any of those will be entered if you clip those, and especially if you clip it and share it on Noster, or make sure I see it somehow. I'll go in and check them, don't worry, but sometimes you miss things, so you might want to share it and tag me or email me that you did it, or send it over into the Telegram group for everybody to enjoy. You'll get an entry for a Blockstream Jade. Come February, we will we'll draw that. We'll send it out to the brand new owner. Yeah, exciting stuff. If you don't know how to clip, let me know. You can reach out to me, or Jim is always happy to help people figure out the clipping on Fountain and how to do it and how to be good at it, because he's been doing it for quite some time. If you go over there, you can check out all the clips he's done of the morning show. I appreciate that, Jim. And by the way, if you make good clips and they take off and they get popular, you yourself can make a little sats back on that with people zapping the clips. So that's out there. Other than that, I'm going to wrap it up, guys. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to edit up this episode. It wasn't quite exactly what I wanted as far as segment and then conversation, but it's getting close. I'll see how the editing goes here. This might be what we lay on going forward. Jim says he's got over 900 clips and growing. 900 clips and growing. Sounds like a theme song to something. And John Palmer says he used to clip coupons and now he should clip podcasts. Yeah, we'll get this audio edited up, see how that works out, how it lays out. If I need to make some changes, if you guys got topics or segments that you'd like me to include, like I said, you can always email me at morningshow@thelotsproject.com. That is show specific, or you can always find me in the Telegram group or any other multiple ways across socials, or there's a couple email addresses out there that you can get a hold of me, no problem. Other than that, guys, have a fantastic week, and make sure you get some shit done. Make sure you get some shit done. Hit up the Telegram group. We chat all week, and now that it's not a daily show, there'll be lots more chatter about things to come up and progress updates and whatnot. Head over to the Telegram group at t.me/lotschat. t.me/lotschat. Hit the apply button, and I will approve you as soon as I see it. And we have a great group of people over there. We got a lot of fun. We have fun. We learn things. We bust balls and joke around and do all sorts of fun stuff. So come join us in the Telegram group. Hit those show notes. There's links to a couple of Amazon idea lists for emergency car products, coffee gear, all sorts of shit. Don't forget, 1 week left in the C4 annual discount sale. That will end the middle of this month and not be around again till next Black Friday. So be sure you find that sale. foodforestfarms.com. Sign up. You're going to miss it. You're going to wish you got it, because later when you try the coffee and you go, I could have got this for $16.66 a pound for a whole year. With prices going up, inflation, the price of coffee is going to go through the roof, guys, just so you know. I have some insider info on that. foodforestfarms.com. Secure your fantastic coffee for the next year. 2 pounds a month for $16.66 a pound. It's phenomenal. It's like half price. The coffee you're going to be getting usually sells retail for upwards of $30 to $35 a pound. And you're going to secure it in for a year for $16.66. So check it out. Have a fantastic day, guys. I appreciate you listening, and we will catch up with you next Monday morning.
feel